Hi everyone, Ashish Kyal here, and I'm just checking if you are able to see me out loud and clear. आप मुझे सुन पा रहे, देख पा रहे, and I'm just checking if everything is proper. Spotlight, where is my? Just a second. Hi everyone, Ashish Kyal here, and I'm just checking if you are able to see me out loud and there is a echo. Okay, fantastic guys. It's going to be amazing. Jyoti, Neelam, Prasanna, Rizwan, Vaibhav. It's always pleasure to have you all here. We will be looking at markets in a very simple fashion. बट मैं शॉर्ट वीडियोस बना रहा हूँ आप लोगों के लिए. कल भी एक शॉर्ट वीडियो मैंने बनाया था, आप लोगों ने देखा था क्या? ऑन ऑन पब्लिश्ड इट ऑन यूट्यूब. And also I published that short video across on Twitter and Telegram also. I'm just checking if you are able to make most use of these videos. मैंने एक शॉर्ट साइड की स्ट्रैटेजी उस वीडियो में डाली थी. आज सुबह के ट्वीट में मैंने नहीं डाला था कि थोड़ा सा स्कैल्पिंग शायद अगर पुल बैक आएगा तो मिलेगा. डाउन साइड का लेवल्स नहीं डाला था, वो मिस हो गया था. लेकिन वीडियो में मैंने बहुत डिटेल में बताया था कि डाउन साइड क्या होना चाहिए, movement and why that break below the low of 25,470 will continue the downtrend, and exactly markets फिलहाल के लिए वैसे ही चल रहा है. In fact, I also talked about in my previous video that the lunar cycle post the Purnima market was on sell, post the Amavasya the market is on sell, and that's not a good sign. This we talked about in Saturday masterclass and also in yesterday video, and we can clearly see that has continued even now. So what has happened? What changed? What is time looking like? Until when this carnage will continue? Where will where will small cap stop falling? हो क्या रहा है मार्केट में सडनली? व्हाट हैज चेंज्ड? व्हाई जो पूरा पूरा रुझान था, जो ट्रेंड था, वो पूरा बदल चुका है. ऐसा क्यों है और कैसे देखना है, ये सारी चीजें कैसे देखनी है, वो उसके बारे में बताऊंगा. ग्लैड टू सी यू हिमांशु, रवि, मनीष. एब्सोल्युटली उसके बारे में देखेंगे. दोस्तों एक चीज का ध्यान रखना है, मार्केट ऊपर जाए या नीचे जाए, you have to be okay with that. पैसा दोनों बाजू बन सकता है if you know how to maintain stop loss, if you know how to maintain targets, and if you know when to get out. That is very important. Changing the stand, मैंने कल भी कहा था, it's crucial that you should know when to change your stand. If you are not changing the stand on the right time, you will be crushed by what happens next. So changing the stand and riding the trick, दो चीजें होती है. सिंपल कॉन्सेप्ट है. थ्री कैंडलस्टिक रूल के हिसाब से कौन मुझे बताएगा लास्ट कितने दिन हो चुके जब से मार्केट ने प्रायर हाई के ऊपर बंद नहीं किया? सिंपल थ्री कैंडलस्टिक रूल के बेसिस पे. ये मैं आज नहीं कह रहा हूं, मैं लास्ट 6 दिन से वही चीज कह रहा हूं कि प्रीवियस हाई के ऊपर बंद चाहिए मुझे. स्टेबिलिटी के लिए प्रीवियस हाई के ऊपर बंद चाहिए. टुडे वॉज विच नंबर ऑफ डेज? राइट आंसर क्या है बताएगा कोई? आज कौन सा दिन है जब निफ्टी ने प्रीवियस हाई के ऊपर बंद नहीं किया? टुडे इज द. आप लोग एनालाइज कर रहे हैं क्या? चार्ट तो मेरे पास है, वो तो मैं बता ही दूंगा, बट आई एम जस्ट आस्किंग, आप लोग एनालाइज कर रहे हैं कि नहीं ये सिंपल से कॉन्सेप्ट को? और इट हैज टुडे इज द 10th ट्रेडिंग सेशन. 10th ट्रेडिंग सेशन है डेली चार्ट पे, प्रीवियस हाई के ऊपर बंद नहीं किया. Also, can I say the Purnima cycle turned on the downside on 5th of Jan? Do you remember? We talked about it, we discussed about it, that the Purnima cycle, which we were looking at, turned down from 5th of Jan. Instead of going up, the cycle turned down for the first time since 6 months. वो and the Amavasya again happened to be on Monday 19th, and the trend turned down. And today was a real carnage that we saw across the board. It's not only your portfolio. ऐसा लग रहा था कि आपको, अगर आप लॉन्ग साइड पे हो या आप अपने पोर्टफोलियो को ट्रैक कर रहे हो, कि यार 3:30 बज ही नहीं रहा है, मतलब मार्केट रुक ही नहीं रहा. ऐसा ऐसा आई थी फीलिंग. किन के लोगों को ऐसी फीलिंग आई थी? मैं जस्ट आस्किंग. यार शॉर्ट टर्म ट्रेडिंग में तो पैसा बन रहा है, लेकिन यार लॉन्ग टर्म पोर्टफोलियो में गेम हो रहा है. ऐसा हुआ है आपके साथ भी? कि व्हाई इज इट नॉट स्टॉपिंग? व्हाई इज 3:30 नॉट कमिंग? व्हाई एक एक मिनट, एक एक टिक निकलते नहीं जा रहा है? दैट्स हाउ इट हैपेंस. एंड फ्रस्ट्रेशन इतना ज्यादा हो जाता है, लगता है यार सेंस ही नहीं है मार्केट में, इट इज पॉइंटलेस, एंड सब कुछ बेच देते और बंद कर देते. ऐसे फीलिंग आ रही है किसी को? वॉज जस्ट प्रेइंग मार्केट टू स्टॉप. सर पूरे दिन ऐसे ही लग रहा था. इट्स ओके. That's your emotion playing out. It's okay. Live with that. There is no short covering happened. पेन एरिया जाने दो, अभी ये सब पेन एरिया नहीं देखना है, शॉर्ट कवरिंग नहीं देखना है। ये सारी चीजें क्या हो रही है और क्यों हो रही है, वो सारे एनालाइज करके कोई फायदा नहीं है। ओके, ब्लेम गेम खेल के कोई फायदा नहीं है। व्हाई इट्स हैपनिंग, व्हाट्स इज हैपनिंग, कैन बी मल्टीपल रीजंस, कैन बी मल्टीपल थिंग्स। अगर चार्ट के पर्सपेक्टिव से बात करूं तो 10 दिन हो गया प्रीवियस हाई के ऊपर बंद नहीं किया। आई शेयर अक्रॉस माय चार्ट आल्सो विथ यू ऑल। अगर हम देखेंगे, वेयर इज द चार्ट गोइंग, यहाँ this was and Manish Kumar Kare sir, 100% profit done in one day. Basis of your levels and tweet, lovely. Anup Nandal sir, today 12 p.m. Nifty trading and 80,000 again by cycle plus AK indicator. फैंटास्टिक। आप लोग शेयर करिए ना ट्विटर पे मेरे साथ में, देखिए ना, टाइम ट्रेडर्स है ये लोग। अनूप नंदल लिख रहे चैट के ऊपर, आई एम जस्ट रीडिंग इट आउट। सो आई एम डूइंग फैंटास्टिक शुभम, ग्लैड टू सी यू आल्सो हियर। सो this was a classic confirmation, time cycle magic, Hassan Ali. So these are all the time traders who are here talking. I thought आप लोग पेन में हो गए यार, टाइम ट्रेडर्स वाले नहीं है पेन में क्या? Okay, so which means you are knowing the correct way of trading time. You know the right way of trading time. Okay, so this was supposed to be the time support. Okay, and when this triangle ended here, when this support ended here, that was a strong confirmation. Gadbad. This was clearly at 25,600 odd levels, and then यहाँ पर we saw sharp correction. Now, until when will this continue? What is the next strategy? And what is happening around globally? It's very crucial. You have to understand few more things. Is it okay if I elaborate more from a global perspective कि क्या हो रहा है यहाँ पर, not only from an Indian market perspective, globally क्या हो रहा है वो थोड़ा सा समझेंगे, because this is not limited now only to India. This is a global phenomenon that we are seeing. So if it's a global phenomenon, बहुत टाइम के बाद में global markets की बात हो रही है. If I put up Germany market, which is DAX index, this is German DAX index. Can I see that from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trading sessions, a sharp correction on the downside? This is German market. If I look at FTSE में just UK market में अभी just correction शुरू हुआ लग रहा है. If I look at निकाय, थोड़ा सा प्रेशर बनता हुआ नजर आ रहा है निकाय के अंदर भी. यूएस मार्केट में कोई फर्क नहीं, यूएस जो मार्केट है वहां इसे कोई लेना देना नहीं. इफ आई लुक एट हैंगसेंग मार्केट, यहां पर भी 3-4 दिन से प्रेशर है. इफ आई लुक एट सिल्वर, यू वांटेड टू लुक एट सिल्वर. इफ आई लुक एट सिल्वर, एक तो आप मेरे साथ सीख ही रहे, माय कलीग विल हेल्प यू आउट विद दैट. If I look at silver, simple concept has worked phenomenal in terms of silver. So अगर आप सिल्वर के ऊपर देखेंगे, अभी तक प्रायर लो के नीचे from this week, I shared across on the Twitter also, we have not seen a single close यहां पर below prior week low. यहां पर क्लियरली अगर आप देखोगे, अभी तक एक भी क्लोज प्रायर वीक लो के नीचे बंद नहीं किया सिल्वर का चार्ट, अगर हम देखेंगे क्लियरली. नाउ why is gold and silver rallying so much? If you look at gold, silver, both have been rallying so much. The rally in gold and silver is purely in terms of risk. Risk aversion जब होता है, uncertainty globally होती है, that's when gold silver rallies. And the other parameter is inflation. There are two things basis of which the global markets fall and the precious metals rally. So that's inflation, that's one. And the second part is uncertainty, that's second. If I have to look at inflation in commodity or global market, the market that you should be looking at really in true sense is going to be Shanghai. Shanghai is the market which you have to study if you want to really understand why our commodities rally, because the biggest consumer of commodity globally is China. And Shanghai composite उसे represent करता है. If I look at Chinese equities, this is Chinese equities. आप इसमें participate कर सकते हो through Hang Seng Bees, through certain ETF. You can participate. What do you see on the chart here? This is from 2005 onwards. What do you see on the chart here? When you look at this specific chart, one chart tells you why is commodity rallying big time. A complete triangle breakout, a superb inverted head and shoulder breakout, and these are 10, 15, 20 years of consolidation. मतलब 2008 का जो क्रैश आया था ना दोस्तों, दिस इज फ्रॉम 2008 ऑनवर्ड्स. दिस इज दैट चार्ट 2008 ऑनवर्ड्स. अगर 2008 से अगर 17 इयर्स के बाद ब्रेकआउट अगर इस इंडेक्स में आ रहा है, which is China, you know what's going to happen with commodity. That's one. Secondly, if you look at the uncertainty, बहुत ही interesting चीज है. There are 2-3 things that is lying right now with the markets. First, there is a US Supreme Court verdict which is going to be announced today at 8:30, which they have been delaying over past 2 weeks. What is that verdict? Do you want to know a detail more about it, or या बोर हो जाएंगे, आपको खाली निफ्टी बैंक निफ्टी के बारे में ही जानना है? यहाँ पर so if you are what is happening around, so US में जो सिंपल वे से बताता हूँ, बहुत ही सिंपल है, बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट है, हमारे सबके लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है. गोल्ड, सिल्वर, यूएस मार्केट, इंडियन मार्केट, सबके लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है. ये बहुत क्रूशियल है. व्हाट हैपेंड यूएस में जब ट्रम्प प्रेसिडेंट बना, ही एक्सरसाइज द राइट, ही डिक्लेयर्ड यूएस इन अ स्टेट ऑफ इमरजेंसी. जैसे होता है ना, अगर वॉर हो जाता है सो स्टेट ऑफ इमरजेंसी डिक्लेयर होता है. इंडिया में था जब इंदिरा गांधी डिक्लेयर्ड दैट. सो स्टेट ऑफ इमरजेंसी मीन्स either war, crisis, something require complete veto power to the president. Is state of emergency. Now, Donald Trump announced state of emergency in the US on basis of saying that the debt जितना डॉलर्स यूएस ने बोरो कर रखा है वो इतना ज्यादा बढ़ चुका है कि इट्स नॉट गोइंग टू बी मैनेजेबल in the near future, and this is a state of emergency in the US, and unless the debt balloon is now deflated, it's reduced, US will go into crisis. So this is a state of emergency. तो स्टेट ऑफ इमरजेंसी डिक्लेयर करने के बाद प्रेसिडेंट को वीटो पावर मिल जाता है. वीटो पावर मींस ही डोंट हैव टू टेक अप्रूवल्स फ्रॉम कांग्रेस. सो यूएस में they have to take approval from their legislative assemblies. वो सारी चीजें जो यहाँ होती है थोड़ा सा डिफरेंट है. So they have to take approval from Congress, the minority, majority, सबसे अप्रूवल्स लेते हैं. अप्रूवल होता है, अलाउड होता है, फिर ही वो टैरिफ को आगे प्रोसेस कर सकते हैं. Unless that happens, tariff cannot be levied on any country in the world. ठीक है? That is the condition. Now, because he exercised that power of state of emergency and declared as a state of emergency, the president got the veto power, and now he can do anything that he fits good for the country. In that state, he started with tariff. He started with tariff on the European Union, started with tariff on India, China, whatever he wanted to do, he started with that. No approvals required, no paperwork required, nothing to do. He can come out today and say tariff levied and done from tomorrow. Nothing. So no voting required, nothing to be done. That's one. He can go and attack. That's what he did with Venezuela. He said it's about, he ideally can't do that still, but he did that. And he abducted the president from their country and declared himself as the president of temporary president of Venezuela. He did that. Now the interesting twist happened with Greenland. Now what's happening? Why the global markets are jittering and why the silver rallying by 7-8% every day? What happened? This happened in past 3-4 days. The European Union, जो European Union था, they have already entered into a trade deal with the US at 20-25%. ये सारी trade deals European Union, different countries like France, Germany, ने मिलके कोई ना कोई ट्रेड डील करके यूके entered into a complete trade deal with the US about 8 months back or a year back, and which जो इंडिया अभी तक एंटर नहीं हुआ है. Because they entered into a trade deal, this trade deal become the ultimate guideline for everyone with certainty कि भाई अभी और कुछ नहीं करेगा. This is the trade deal. Now his desire is now getting boundless. It's extending beyond the US. Now he wants Greenland to be a part of the US. And you know, a letter that he wrote to, I am forgetting the name of the president. The letter that he wrote to Norway or Denmark president is that since I was not given the peace award, now I don't care about peace. And Greenland, where is the document that Greenland belongs to European Union? Because your boat landed on Greenland hundreds of years ago does not mean that Greenland is yours. Even our boat landed on Greenland hundreds of years ago. So that's what he's saying. Imagine a president of United States is claiming that. And so Greenland cannot be protected by you people from China and Russia, and I will protect it. And so Greenland has to be a part of it. For our own security reasons, we want Greenland to be a part of United States because there is something known as a dome, a golden dome that US wants to create, which will not allow any missiles to enter into the country. And Greenland should be a part of that so that this project can be taken care of and all those bullshit. And now, with that, what has happened is, now the question that pops up: Russia attacking Ukraine to ensure the security of Russia, so that there is no, infiltration by NATO within Russia through Ukraine. So Ukraine has to be a part of Russia, or Russia should be protecting the Ukraine's border, and all of those things. Now, how is the US different than what it's trying to do by acquiring Greenland? And he asked the buy price for Greenland. He wanted to buy Greenland. Now, if you cannot sell Greenland, I will conquer Greenland. That's the plan. Next, very interesting thing that happened again, and this is happening in just 1 or 2 days. I'm giving you the context, what's happening across the world, and this is very important. The next context that comes in is with respect to, there is a peace treaty of Gaza that this guy has declared. Trump asked peace treaty of Gaza and invited the presidents and prime ministers of the globe to come and establish Gaza, again rebuild Gaza. You know whom he invited? Putin from Russia. He invited him as well for the peace treaty of Gaza. He invited Putin, and he asked all the European Union to be a part of this peace treaty as well. When they know they are fighting against him already via NATO, he still invited Putin. French president today refused to be a part of it. You know what he did, if you read the news? French president refused to be a part of it, and he just when our markets were ongoing, today's Supreme Court verdict, but because even then, he just declared 200% tariff on French wines that is exported to the US, because he is saying, I'm not going to be a part of it. So the question that came, a big question mark that has come to European unions, including Germany, France, every other country part of it, is that it's endless. If someone is bullying you, like in a school, if someone is bullying you and you pay to him, now he's bullying you furthermore for anything that he wants. That's the question mark that has come in. Now, if that is the case, just imagine if today US Supreme Court verdict is going to be whether the declaration of state of emergency by President Trump is illegit and not allowed. The entire tariff that is collected, which is running into billions of dollars by the US, is going to be, maybe it's still contemplated that they are going to look at it in retrospective. Retrospective मतलब past में भी जो collect किया वो भी return दो, साथ में जिस country से collect किया उनको interest भी दो. it's going to result into a chaotic event, a shocking event in the US, which is going to result into a squeeze of liquidity from the US out of the US. If that event happens, if US declares the steps taken by Trump in terms of tariff is not valid, he's not allowed to declare state of emergency in that case, money will flow out of the biggest consumer of the world and squeeze out. That is going to result into a massive deflationary scenario. Deflationary scenario, well, suddenly it might not happen immediately, but might happen over the period of 3 months. He has to return it back, or 1 year. That is what going to matter most. If that is declared, if US crash, gold silver might crash. जो यूफोरिया हम देख रहे, मैनिया हम देख रहे, सिल्वर मैनिया might suddenly crash because inflation, the uncertainty, and suddenly it's taken over. How will global markets react to that? It might be positive on the surface of it. On the face of it looks positive. No tariff negotiations, no tariff deal to happen. India is safe. We were standing from day one. We are still not into the deal. It's actually good if you look at it in that way. And now no tariff, which is good from the face of it. Lekin, what about the other angle? The demand disruption that is going to happen in the US, so much of money flowing out, which means US Treasury is going to face some massive event. How is that going to be taken care of, and where is the money going to come in? They have to either print more money to give it back, because that money collected might be distributed across. A lot of things have been spent already on defense, on projects. Now, how will that money come in? The only option is they need to print more money to return it back. Now, if they print more money to return it back, the debt burden for which Trump declared state of emergency is now going to balloon out further. And that's crazy. If you look at it, it's not going to be balanced. Next, if it is declared in favor of the Trump, and you are going to see the repercussions from tomorrow onward across global markets. Because if it's declared in his favor and it's assumed that state of emergency is valid, that state of emergency is going to stay back until next election. And if that happens, no one can stop him to fulfill his desires of everything that he wants to do. And that will lead to so much of uncertainty globally, and market hates uncertainty. 50% tariff डाल दिया, डन है, चलेगा, पता है क्या होने वाला है. बट अगर नहीं डाला है और पता है वो 50 का 200% भी कर सकते हैं. Now what's the point of India entering into a trade deal? I'm asking you. European Union entered into a trade deal a year back, and now French president is being challenged for a 200% tariff, an additional 10% tariff. और एक और चीज, बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग चीज है, सुनना. ग्रीनलैंड को ये बताने के लिए कि यूरोपियन यूनियन उनके साथ में है, ग्रीनलैंड एक्चुअली बिलोंग्स टू बी अ पार्ट ऑफ नॉर्वे, okay, but run independently. What these people did is Germany sent 3 soldiers. Just listen me out. Germany sent 3 soldiers. UK sent 2 soldiers. France sent, I think, 3 or 4 soldiers. Each country from European Union has sent 3-4 soldiers. In this way, they have sent 50 soldiers to the Greenland to protect Greenland, as maybe as a just as a indication that Greenland is still our part. 50 soldiers to protect thousands of kilometers. Per soldier is going to protect 3,000 square kilometers. Per soldier is going to protect 3,000 square kilometers of Greenland. Now imagine, what's the point of doing that? Now that triggered Trump again. And he said additional 10% tariff for all countries, including Germany, France, UK, and all of those countries, Spain and everything. Nearly 10-15 countries again. 10% additional tariff because they are not allowing him to take Greenland and not selling it across. So we are back to school in second standard or a KG, where if someone was strong enough in terms of physical strength. Here, US is strong enough in terms of military power, in terms of consumption. The biggest consumer of the world is the US. And everyone wants to be a part of it. So everyone allowed him to bully. But if the biggest consumer of the world is now going to be taken off the map through these trade policies, world has to suffer. महत्वाकांक्षा अगर एक इंसान की इतनी बढ़ जाती है, the price has to be paid by every one of us. And that's what is happening. So things are very uncertain, things getting nasty, things can be very fast. And this is exactly the time where charts are going to be very important, and trading using stop loss becomes very crucial. These can be the opportunities for people who understand when the tide is turning and get in exactly at the right time. And this can be many of the traders are going to be out and out of the market for a lifetime. If you want to choose, you need to choose where do you want to stand. Either these are market learning methods. Either become disciplined now or pay a price and be out. If you cannot be disciplined, if you cannot change your stand, if you cannot maintain stop loss, you need to pay a price. And the price that you have to pay now is going to be very, very big. It's not going to be a small price. It's going to be a big price, because this is happening for the first time in history of humanity, where one country is not only going against the enemies, but going against its own allies. And that is the biggest economy of the world. So you have to become a disciplined trader. Look at cycle. So दो ऑप्शन है हमारे पास. एक, या तो ट्रम्प के मूड के ऊपर सारी चीजें ट्रेड करो. वो कल क्या करेगा, सुबह उठ के कैसे देखेगा, किस पे टैरिफ लगाएगा, क्या स्टैंड लेगा. एक तो वो ऑप्शन है. दूसरा, चार्ट्स को देखो. What are charts suggesting? What is price action suggesting? What is time cycle suggesting? And then predict the market and trade basis of that. If I have to choose, I'll choose the second one. I don't want to choose the first one where I am sure of uncertainty with no conclusion. Rather, I will choose the second one and look at simple time concepts, simple methods that is still working despite of the chaos. So in this chaos, if you want to find out a green light within a tunnel, the only option is to look at time. Am I making sense? Am I making any sense to you all? Because मैंने तो सोचा था मैं चार्ट पे बात करूंगा. You know, I've been talking for half an hour right now just to explain what's going on. And the reason I'm so much, I love these analyzing this global market is my Lehman days, 2008. I lost my job. And something like this happened. And it started all the way again from the US. 2008 started again from the US. The crisis, subprime crisis, जो इमर्ज हुआ था दोस्तों, वो यूएस में हुआ था. हमारा तो फॉल्ट भी नहीं था, लेकिन एंटायर ग्लोब पेड अ प्राइस फॉर इट. सबप्राइम क्राइसिस वाज इन यूएस. सबप्राइम क्राइसिस क्या था? बैंक्स ने यहां पर लोन के लिए कितना परसेंट बैंक आपको देता है? होम लोन अगर आप ले रहे हो, कितना परसेंट आपको लोन मिलता है? आई एम जस्ट आस्किंग यू कितना परसेंट लोन मिलता है आपको अगर आप होम लोन ले रहे हो? सपोज इफ यू बाइंग अ होम, no, in terms of percentage of total, not interest rate. टोटल आपका घर का वैल्यू अगर 1 करोड़ है, आपको कितना परसेंट लोन मिलेगा? कितना परसेंट? 80%, 75%, 90%, मैक्स वर्स्ट के सिनेरियो में मिलेगा. 80% is what you will get, 75 to 80% depending on your score, CIBIL and everything. Now, US, what they did in 2005, 2006, एलन ग्रीन्सपेन, तो ये शुरुआत हुई जब यूएस ने अटैक किया था ओसामा बिन लादेन को पकड़ने के लिए. Their economy was jittery because a lot of money was spent on defense. I'm going back to history. I'm showing you how it's related. A lot of money was spent on defense and their economy was jittery. So Alan Greenspan and उस time का Fed chairman, he said, if required, we will drop money from the helicopters, but will not allow US to go the Japan way. because Japanese economy was in deflation for 30 years, and Ellen Green said, no, we will not allow that. We will continue to drop money, which means we'll give you free money at 0% if need be. And the interest rate was kept artificially low to the extent of 0.25% for many, many years. When that happened, banks, especially investment banks like Lehman Brothers and all of those, they started giving loan to consumers, not 80%, 120%, which means आप घर खरीदो, घर के अंदर फर्नीचर का पैसा भी मैं आपको दे रहा हूं, और अगर आपको उसके साथ गाड़ी भी खरीदी है तो भी पैसा लेके जाओ, मैं आपको 120% का लोन दे रहा हूं. आपका घर का कोलेट्रल वैल्यू भले ही 1 करोड़ है, मैं आपको 1 करोड़ 20 लाख रुपया लोन दूंगा, बिकॉज द हाउसिंग मार्केट वॉज ऑन अ राइज. सो एवरीवन थॉट ठीक है ना, आज नहीं तो कल घर का भाव डबल हो जाएगा एंड द कोलेट्रल विल बी सफिशिएंट. बट व्हेन द इंटरेस्ट रेट स्टार्टेड क्लाइंबिंग अप, people started defaulting and they said I'm not going to pay. मेरे घर की वैल्यू 80 लाख है, आपने मुझे 1 करोड़ 20 लाख दे रखा है, इससे अच्छा तो मैं डिफॉल्ट कर देता हूं. विलफुल डिफॉल्टर कम फ्रॉम देयर. आई थिंक विजय माल्या took it very very seriously and did that, but that's where the willful defaulter got invented and people started defaulting in the US. When that happened, the spiraling started on the downside. The subprime crisis originated. That's where the origin happened of the subprime crisis. And the world paid a price for what US did. I'm hoping, you'll never see me talking about hope. This time I'm hoping the world does not pay a price again for one man and his desire, Mahatvakanksha जिसे हम कहते हैं. The world should not be paying a price for that. And I hope Supreme Court decision is going to help the world getting stabilized. If not, we will see. Things will continue. Markets will be on. More money can be made on the downside than on the upside. And we will have to brace for it. So you need to learn to trade the market. I'm not saying we are in a bear market. I'm still not saying we have the mother of the bull market is over. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that be ready to embrace the volatility. It's the year 2026 is the year going to be of momentum. It's going to be the year of volatility. And you have to embrace that. Only people who are able to change their stand with a blink of an eye are going to come out as winners. People who are going to be stuck with their stand are going to lose big times. And traders who are going to use time cycle as a trading opportunity are going to see the real power of time trading. So shall we go back onto the chart? So I don't know who has to lose. If America lose, the repercussions are going to happen. So a lot of things is going to happen. Let's hope they don't delay the decision again for tomorrow, because we only then buying time. We only buying time. It's going to happen. So let me just share across the chart. यार आधा घंटा तो इसी में हो गया, मैं क्या explain करूं chart पे आपको. I'm just thinking about it. Shall we go on to the Nifty chart, or shall we go on to the small cap stocks, or shall we look at what's happening around on the weekly time frames or the daily time frames? So let's do it very very quickly, guys. Are you? Is it interesting what we discussed today as a the way that these are the things that is running in my mind when I'm putting down my analysis, but I'm never upfront about it. I don't want to scare people with these things, but these things can change very fast. So I can talk about economics, I can talk about global markets, I can talk about oil, I can talk about Iran, I can do that. But अगर आपको सुनना है, क्योंकि मेरी जो ऑडियंस है, they should love it. If I can do about it. And it's important. See, these things do impact trading decisions that we take, and it's very crucial. I'm not saying world is going to end. I'm saying world is going to be a lot more uncertain, and markets hate uncertainty. Period. That's the period. The moment you see the world is more certain, markets will rally big time. The moment we are seeing the market is uncertain, we are seeing we are getting a feeling of it. I want every single one who is listening me right now not to get scared away from volatility. I want to accept it and form your system, design your method, and look at it as an opportunity to become disciplined. Do that. It works for me. It works for me. Trust me on that. It works for me. It will work for you. It's a science of probability. It will work. But you need to understand to apply it correctly. Mistake hota hai, loss hota hai, keep it small. But when there is an opportunity, you need to make a killing. It's very crucial. So if I look at the charts alone, keeping out all the clutter out, all the news out, all the events out, all what Supreme Court is going to do, let's get that out now. We know the background. We now know the context. Let's look at the charts. If I look at the chart from a wave perspective, okay, there is a possibility. There is a possibility we are moving down post the completion of wave G. The entire rise that started with Trump tariff may be ending with Supreme Court. I don't know. Short term, I'm talking about, not long term. Maybe over short term, which means that we are still on a downside retracement of this rise. How much is the retracement? If I have to measure it, the downside retracement of this rise, we are going to be standing at 23.6% is an important number. So if I have to go on FIBO and apply the, where is the style, man? 23.6 is an important FIBO number. We are just crossing below that 23.6 as the FIBO number. If we cross below it, if we sustain below it tomorrow, for whatever reason, the next level opens is 24,600, which is the highest volume profile area. Volume में जहां पर सबसे ज्यादा trade हुआ है is 24,600 area. 24,600 area is where the highest volume profile has happened. That becomes my the level to watch. 24,600. Breaking down below looks unlikely. Until when? The date is 5th of March. The starting is 23rd of Feb. That's the zone. So 23rd of Feb to 5th of March is the area where we should start seeing a bottoming formation and an upside reversal. Before that, we do have a budget which is going to come in on 1st of Feb. I think there has to be some major step in the budget जो हमारे capital markets को foreign inflow को support करेगा. We will see at least a temporary relief rally, if not a bigger rally, around that budget period. It's possible, which is 1st of Feb, which is not far away now, which is hardly 6-7 trading sessions only, 5-6 trading sessions only, and Sunday ko open a market. But the volumes will be thin. That day is not going to help us to take a decision. It's only the Monday, which is going to be the next 2nd of Feb, is going to be important. So the dates that are important in my mind is 2nd of Feb, or maybe a day prior to the budget. It's going to be important. Markets are going to discount that. It's going to be 5th of March. And it's going to be the next Purnima cycle. Because we have fallen from Purnima, we have fallen from Amavasya. Purnima tak cycle बहुत crucial होगा. With all of these things in mind, short term में अगर हम देखेंगे with respect to cycle, now how to trade? These are from the longer term perspective. Now, to keep this in perspective, Nifty is now at 23.6% retracement of the entire rise from the lows of April 2025. Below the low of today, and it's going to be with gap. You have to be okay with gap. You need to learn the gap trading strategy. Below the low of 25,180. Okay, get ready for 24,600 levels, which is 38.2% retracement. When will my stand change back? When will my stand change back? 31st of Jan is Purnima. 1st of Feb is that. So let's see how it behaves. I need to see acceptance. This is market profile terminology. Acceptance back about 25,600 levels, which is 585. ये जो आज का high है, ये आज का high है. आज का high कहाँ है हमारा? The high of today is at 25,585 precisely. Close above 25,585 is must for stability. यहां पर आपको अगर स्टेबिलिटी चाहिए, प्राइस एक्शन देखना है. 24,728 is also the gain level. Of course, that's the ultimate magnet. Raju remembers it. 24,728 is the ultimate magnet. We are oscillated for months there. Let's see. So this is going to be important. This is more from a positional perspective I'm talking now. What about कल क्या करना है? Let's look at it. Let's look at it in a simple way. Let's just cut out the noise. Let's cut out the clutter. Let's see कल करना क्या है. If I'm looking at this time support was broken, which we mentioned about it on the daily time frame chart. Weekly opinion. Yeah. Now, if I look at this simple, and I'm going to put something very known devil on the chart, which is RSI. Known devil because people use it wrongly. It's a boon if you know how to use it rightly. A reading of 20 indicates the car is going at a speed of 120 kilometers per hour. It's going at a speed of 120 per hour. I don't want to come in front of that car. I want it to slow down a bit, which means pull back. Let it pull back so that the speed, because if you continue to go at 120, going at 140 is very less. Just think, अगर आप drive करते हो and you driving at 120, how often do you drive at 140 or 150? Rarely. You don't really drive that much at 140. You never maybe ever have done that. Same thing with markets. How often does market fall at 20? How often? Rarely. It's not very often. It indicates very weak momentum, a very weak market, strong downside momentum. It indicates RSI सही तरीका देखना क्या है? It's at 120 kilometers per hour. Going to 140 is less likely, but it's high momentum, high speed. You don't want to stand in front of it, which means you don't want to buy this. ये buy नहीं करना है इसे, आपको buy नहीं करना है इसे, वेट करना है. वेट किस चीज की करना है? यहां पर पुल बैक आएगा, लेट इट रिलीव. वंस इट रिलीव, पुल बैक कैन बी शार्प, फास्ट, ट्रैप. रिमेंबर, इन बेयर मार्केट्स, इन डाउन ट्रेंड, बेयर मार्केट बोला तो कंफ्यूजन हो जाएगा. इन डाउन ट्रेंड पुलबैक्स कैन बी शार्प, फास्ट, क्विकली. इतना फास्ट पुलबैक आया, ऐसा लगा यहीं से मार्केट रिवर्स हो जाएगा, एंड देन रिवर्स इज डाउन. 25,361 is also the gain level. Fantastic, Vinay. Absolutely. That's the gain level where I was walking it. And then if it reverses down, that's going to be the opportunity to enter again on the sell side. Until when? Until close above prior high. What if it opens 200 points gap down tomorrow? Create positions today if you want to ride tomorrow with the bear put spread kind of strategy बनाना. अगर ये भी नहीं करना है, आपको इंट्राडे करना है. यार इतना सारा न्यूज आ रहा है, इतना सारा इवेंट आ रहा है, मैं ये सारी चीजें क्यों देखूं? मेरे को लोड लेना ही नहीं है लाइफ में. मुझे तो इंट्राडे का स्ट्रेटेजी बता दो क्या करना. टाइम साइकिल, द सिंपलेस्ट easiest way. Let all of these go on the back side. Time cycle, simply. I'm going to go on the cycle chart now. If I look at this cycle chart, this was the period which we discussed in our masterclass again, 12 p.m. Did prices give a pullback or break above the swing high? This was the swing high. Swing high के ऊपर गया क्या? Swing high के ऊपर गया क्या? I'm teaching you how to trade cycle on the sell side. Swing high not broken. Can I say swing low was broken? Can I say swing low was broken? Swing low was broken here. Can I say that? So can I say the cycle turned sell until when? Until 22nd Jan 10:15. 22nd Jan 10:15. मतलब जब तक ये नहीं आ रहा, cycle is on the sell side. This is how you can use time cycle for short-term trading opportunities. And you remember I talked about 650 break होगा, sell 650 के नीचे. And look where we are. Already 500, 400 points from there. And it's work. This is how you have to do it. Option buyer, joyful day, Vinay likh rahe. These are all time traders who are talking about. the way you have to look at it. So if you want to cut out the noise, if you want to be okay with your portfolio bleeding but making money from trading, then learn time cycles. How many of you are here for learning about this science of trading time? How many of you here? Are you there for learning time? Are you available on 7th and 8th of Feb for learning time cycles? Or are you available to be with me for lifetime where I keep sharing this kind of knowledge? We do it in mentorship program. If yes, then you have to be a part of Kal Chakra. The link will be shared across. You can be a part of Kal Chakra, which is happening on 7th, 8th of Feb, 10 to 4. It's going to be an amazing learning. It's going to be superb. And यहाँ पर already हम these are classic ways of looking at it, a simple way of doing that, and you can be a part of it. Just a second. Okay. There. So should the portfolio be trimmed right now? Let's see what the US has to say. And I'm just going to share across the link to everyone. You can be a part of this upcoming program of Kal Chakra. It's going to happen where we learn about time cycles. We learn about these methods, or you can be a part of mentorship Brahmastra, and we'll be looking at it in a very, very simple way. I'm open for questions, guys. Like before I open for questions, I want to ask you all, whatever we did today, was it interesting? So that I keep Tuesdays at 4, something, a discussion like this. And we will elaborate a lot more in our mentorship programs. If you guys are loving what we are doing right now, and people on YouTube, I'm going to share across the link here also. And आज का वेबिनार Zoom वाला लिंक शेयर ही नहीं किया, YouTube पे पिन नहीं किया था. डायरेक्टर साहब आप नोट करिए प्लीज. People wouldn't have been able to join me on the Zoom platform. Zoom पे clarity better आता है, so it was not there. So how many of you are going to be with me for this wonderful learning experience? How many of you are there? So if you are there with me, you can, I'm just taking a quick poll also right now. Which path to financial freedom, which is about Brahmastra or Kal Chakra? Kal Chakra is going to be on 7th and 8th. Please keep making Tuesday at 4. Already enrolled Sachin, Paras, Rajesh, आप लोग हो part already. Fantastic, glad to know. Sir, how can be a part of it? Can you please explain? Okay, so what we are going to do in Kal Chakra, I'm just going to share across the screen here. You can go here. I'm open the poll. People who are there on the poll, participate in the poll on the Zoom. यहाँ पर आप आ सकते हो. You can do that. Sir, I want to register for Brahmastra and lifetime with you. Okay, you can do that. You can go and register yourself for Brahmastra also from here. Prakash Pujar, you're already a part of Trishul. देखिए ना, नाम भी मैंने वैसे ही रखा है. Trishul is to fight the battle. Kal Chakra is, everyone knows. Oh, options mantra is Om. Like we say, Sutra with is So, which is Bij Bona. This is all, we did that, all of those things, and it's going. यहाँ पर सर आई एम टेकिंग अ पोल इज ऑन गोइंग. सर आई एम रजिस्टरिंग फॉर, एक काम करते हैं, ब्रह्मास्त्र के लिए 10K का टोकन भी दे दीजिए. पीपल हु वांट्स टू बी अ पार्ट ऑफ ब्रह्मास्त्र फॉर 10K टोकन. व्हाट ऑल थिंग्स यू लर्न हियर. देखिए, आज जो मैंने आपको बताया टाइम ट्रेडिंग मेथड्स, विच इज ओनली ऑन निफ्टी, कैसे अप्लाई किया, कैसे साइकिल को सेल साइड पे ट्रेड करना है. दिस कैन बी डन ऑन स्टॉक्स ऑल्सो. इफ यू वांट टू नो ऑन योर स्टॉक कि यार मेरा स्टॉक गिरे जा रहा है, लास्ट 6 दिन से इतना गिर गया, कब बॉटम आउट होगा, then you need to know time cycle, where we will apply it on daily, we apply it on weekly. You need to know time cycle. Once you know time cycle, you will be able to apply this concept on your stocks in your portfolio. करना क्या है, पोर्टफोलियो के स्टॉक से बाय करना है, सेल करना है, निकल जाना है. आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू रिकमेंड यू, आई एम नॉट एडवाइजिंग यू एनीथिंग राइट नाउ. What I am saying is, even if the stocks in your portfolio is falling, you need to ensure that your trading is able to generate much more than what you are losing out on your portfolio. For generating that, you need to know how to sell also. When the tide turns, buy करेंगे वापस से. I will explain you, I will alert you on Twitter when the tide turns. But meanwhile, when the tide is not turning, how do I keep riding? And how do I understand कि whether I should exit. बहुत सारे जन क्वेश्चन पूछते, रवि भी पूछ रहे, shall I square off my portfolio? नहीं रवि, you need to know how to analyze the stocks within the portfolio. What are the key levels that you are seeing? What is the pattern that you are seeing? What are time cycle suggesting? हम जो काल चक्र में करेंगे, once you apply these time cycle concepts on this, then you don't really have to worry. Vaibhav लिख रहे सर, ब्रह्मास्त्र is combination of all 100%. He is a part of ब्रह्मास्त्र. यहाँ पर कन्हैया पटेल लिख रहे हैं सर, आपको अगर लग रहा है सिंपल से वे में काम नहीं करता है आपके लिए, तो सीखोगे तो काम करेगा ना यार, सही तरीके से अप्लाई करोगे, देन इट वर्क्स. लुक एट द पीपल. वैभव है जिनका मैं नाम ले रहा हूं यहाँ पर, पुष्पिंद्र है, बहुत सारे जन है जिनके लिए वर्क कर रहे हैं. आई थिंक रवि है यहाँ पर, वरुण है. दिस पीपल हैव डन फैबुलसली वेल. जो चैट पे हमारे लिखे जा रहे हैं, दे हैव बीन ट्रेडिंग टाइम, इट वर्क. विनय है, लुकिंग एट इट. Weber, Mohan, and it's working for them. It's working for super. Purush लिख रहे sir, today's session is rocking from the start, not able to blink. Takes for all the info. मयंक पोरवा लिख रहे सर, पैसा बन रहा है, देखिए ना चल रहा है. आनंद भोसले, आप भी हो यहाँ पर, जो मार्केट को टाइम करते हैं आपसे ही मिला है. आई एम अंडरस्टैंडिंग दैट. सो आनंद भोसले यहाँ पर, वो भी ट्रेड करते हैं चेंबूर से हमारे ब्रह्मास्त्र के, एंड इट्स वर्किंग फॉर देम. इट्स वर्किंग, व्हिच मींस इट एक्चुअली वर्क्स. सो कौन कौन है यहाँ पर जो रजिस्टर कर चुका है काल चक्र या ब्रह्मास्त्र के लिए, अभी जो कर रहा है? ओके, व्हाट ऑल थिंग्स यू विल लर्न फ्रॉम काल चक्र? यू लर्न अबाउट साइकिल्स, हाउ टू ट्रेड, यू लर्न अबाउट गैन स्क्वायर ऑफ 9. विल बी लुकिंग एट सिंपल इंडिकेटर. हम खुद का इंडिकेटर बनाएंगे, खुद का इंडिकेटर बनाएंगे. यहाँ पर जो आपको मिलेगा, फ्री सेशन मिलेगा, यू विल गेट द रिकॉर्डिंग्स आल्सो फॉर इट फॉर 1 month. 5 बोनस वीडियोस मिलेंगे. यू विल गेट एक्सेस टू ऑल ऑफ दीज थिंग्स जो लिखा है सिंपल वे से. यू डोंट नीड प्रायर नॉलेज, यू जस्ट कम, हैज टू कम विद ओपन माइंड. इट एक्चुअली वर्क्स, आई एम टेलिंग यू. वो चीज है ब्रह्मास्त्रम. एंड द अर्ली बर्ड इज ओवर. वी आर कीपिंग द अर्ली बर्ड ओपन फॉर पीपल हु आर हियर राइट नाउ इन द वेबिनार, क्योंकि आपने इतना टाइम दिया है, आप सीखना चाहते हो, उनके लिए लिंक यहाँ पर शेयर की है, जो आप जाके रजिस्टर कर सकते हो. फॉर ब्रह्मास्त्र, यू कैन बी अ पार्ट ऑफ ब्रह्मास्त्र, यू कैन अप्लाई इट. अगर आप वेव थियरी सीखना चाहते हैं साथ में मेरे, देयर विल बी मेंटरशिप सेशंस गोइंग टू हैपन. खिलाड़ी नंबर 1 ऑन गोइंग है दोस्तों. लास्ट टू लास्ट टाइम मैं 37 टाइम्स जीता था. दिस वीक्स डे 2 पे फिलहाल मैं लीड कर रहा हूं पॉजिटिविटी के साथ, गिरते हुए मार्केट में भी, एंड आई एम प्लस राइट नाउ. So if you want to see and learn how I do it, if this works, this can be approximately 38 times since the time I'm keeping the count. Approx, I'm saying 38 times win on Khiladi number 1. So it is working for me. Many people have been asking about the book. So that's the book which I have written, published worldwide, authored, launched internationally, published worldwide. So that is written in 2020. I've been a part of I speak at IIMs also. I speak at a lot of places. It works for me. I've been speaking at National Stock Exchange. A lot of it works actually, right? So I'm launching a course with NISM on technical analysis where it's working. So बहुत सारी चीजें कर रहे हैं, and it's going to be lovely. It's going to be amazing. कौन कौन है यहाँ पर जो पार्ट बन चुके हैं हमारे काल चक्र के या ब्रह्मास्त्र के? एक बार कंफर्मेशन डालते जाइए, सो दैट आई नो यू आर अ पार्ट ऑफ इट. एंड कौन कौन है जो यहाँ पर अभी भी रुके हुए? आई एम ओपन फॉर क्वेश्चंस गाइस. आई एम जस्ट पिकिंग अप क्वेश्चंस हियर. It has been an insightful session. Which metal you recommend? I am not recommending you stocks. I want to empower you. आप खुद कर सकते हो. You should be able to do it yourself. That's the plan. And that's the strategy. So आपको खुद करना है. Then you have to be a part of it. Okay. Then there is another. Okay, I can see that Srini has registered for Brahmastra right now. Fantastic, Srini. Glad to know that. I can see Ravi. Oh, I don't know. I don't have a say there. So बिल्कुल. And Manish, बिल्कुल आप आ सकते, जुड़ सकते for this lovely session on Brahmastra or Kal Chakra. It's going to work for you. I can see that Sachin has joined across. Fantastic, Sachin. Glad to have you also onboarded for Kal Chakra session. Sir, will I get the bonus videos? Yes, you'll get the bonus videos now. You get access to this entire training now. In terms of प्री सेशन वीडियोस आपको मिलेगा, एक एक्सेल शीट होगी टाइम साइकिल की, वो मैं आपको दूंगा. यू विल गेट द एक्सेस फॉर दैट आल्सो. एंड इफ यू आर अ पार्ट ऑफ ब्रह्मास्त्र, यू विल बी गेटिंग एक्सेस टू the mentorship sessions, live sessions. You get access to options mantra. You get learn about sutra waves. Then I'll be helping you with terms of seeing your chart, how you are posting it, what you are doing right, what you are doing wrong. And the association is for lifetime. When you do Brahmastra, lifetime means the sessions are for 3 months, but after 3 months, then I'll be guiding you in terms of where you are going wrong. There will be exclusive webinars for you all. वो सारी चीजें हम करने वाले. So it's going to be a part of that. And fantastic. Basavraj, you have been a part of Brahma. You are joining Brahmastra. Glad to know that. Lovely guys. So it has been fantastic. और जो यहाँ रह गए वो मुझे एक बार कंफर्मेशन डाल दीजिए. आनंद, दीप किरण, आप लोग जुड़िए. हार्दिक, it's going to be lovely. Mahesh and Naveen, Prabhakar, Pankaj, it's going to be super. So you'll learn a lot of things. And it was wonderful, guys. Poll is ongoing even now. You can be a part of the poll. And for today's session, I hope it was useful. We can discuss about these type of strategies globally. If it works for you, I need your comments down there, and I can join the dots. That's what I'm good at. Joining the dots. What's happening with global economies? What's happening with inflation? What's happening with deflation? And I'm going to be helping you doing that as well if you want to learn. And it's now time from my side. It's already 1 hour already. Thank you very much for listening me out. Have a wonderful time. Become a wonderful trader, and see you soon again.